if you start consuming fake news, you'll actually end up with more of it. Now, algorithms determine the ads you see on the internet based on your surfing habits or your shopping habits and based on the cookies that are on the sites that you use. So you get information based on where you surf. Let's say that you saw a story show up somewhere in your feed that Justin Bieber's moving to Kingston. Doesn't really matter whether you like Justin Bieber or you don't. If he's moving to Kingston, you're gonna check the story. You're gonna click on the story, and they count on the fact that you do so. And you're gonna go to this absolutely made-up story, but there'll be an ad near it. And as a result, the advertiser pays the owner of that website a certain amount of money, a fraction of a cent. And they do this lots of times. Then let's say this purveyor of fake news takes that story and changes Kingston to one of any of 100 different, or fully 100 different towns around the country. So now everybody's clicking on the story. And let's say they change the name of Justin Bieber to one of 100 different other celebrities. This is how it happens. Everybody clicks on these things. This is how they end up making money, and it's dangerous. And what if it's not actually about making money? It's really not harmful that you read a story about Justin Bieber moving to Kingston if Justin Bieber's not actually moving to Kingston. Again, it's a time suck, but it doesn't really matter. But what if it's about religion, or it's about ideology, or it's there to influence politics? That's the danger.
People are getting their news from sources that are not vetted, that are not curated. Do you know that Google has 3.5 billion hits a day, 40,000 searches a second? If you started tracking Google when I started talking, we'd be well over 1 million searches with no control. There's no organization that checks what's online. This is a problem. So what we've tried to do is come up with a way to at least get closer to the truth and to the facts and the information we get every day from the internet. The first thing we've thought about was something called inoculation. No, you don't have to get a shot, but we use it as a metaphor. Inoculation, you go to the doctor, it prevents the flu. Well, in social psychology, we use inoculation to describe what happens with persuasion. A lot of times in persuasion, you just get one-sided arguments. So researchers have found that if we force people to look at another perspective, get out of their comfort zone, it protects them against the dogma of the one-sided argument. I mean, think about Facebook. You're in this echo chamber where you're around people who agree with you, you're getting news stories that you agree with, you've got to get outside that zone and look for different perspectives, alternative explanations. It may not change your mind, but at least it gives you a start at looking at a sort of other perspective. Another thing, we are a nation of lazy clickers. We like to go to that first page of Google and stop there. And when we asked our subjects about that, they said, yeah, the first page, it must be true, it's on the first page. No, that's not true. When you go on a search for Google, on a Google search and looking at links, you need to go to the third page, the fourth page, beyond those first pages. There's something called Google Scholar, which provides you with peer-reviewed articles that are done by people who've done research and that you had a very, very good chance that that information has been vetted. And then there's another feature called verbatim you may not know about. Verbatim is really cool because it filters out your search so that the only words, the words that you use in your search, take you to websites that have all those words and not some random words that take you to some random crazy website.
So I can take a video of you and replace all of your facial expressions with those of another person so that it looks like you are speaking, frowning, and shouting along with that fake voice. I can even have that fake you appear to interact with a real environment of an existing video. And then I can create a social media army of automated accounts to spread this video, complete with realistic photos of people who have never existed. I'm a technologist and engineer, and I find this incredible and terrifying. Welcome to the world of AI-assisted audio and video manipulation, to the world of what is now called deep fakes. It's not the one-off fakes that we should worry about the most. It's the way this technology is a threat multiplier. It can increase the overall level of outrage, hatred, and violence in a world full of powder kegs, just waiting for a spark. And at the same time, this tech weakens our ability to contain any explosion. When people can't discern reality, It's hard to govern, to use diplomacy. Whether you're concerned about climate change or pandemics, Skynet or drug lords, you know that countries need to work together to address global challenges. But how can we work together if we can't trust anything?
On 9/11, a network TV news reporter falsely reported that a terrorist plane had crashed in the presidential retreat Camp David. Never happened. So what's the lesson in all of this? I'm not here to litigate who's right, but I can tell you there are two ways to tell that powerful interests might be trying to manipulate your opinion. Number one, when the media seems to be trying to shape or censor facts and opinions rather than report them. Number two, when so many in the media are reporting the same stories, promulgating the same narratives, relying on the same sources, even using the same phrases. I mean, think of it. There are literally thousands of legitimate news stories that could be reported in a given day, and an infinite number of ways to report them. When everybody's on the same page, it might be the result of an organized campaign. I'll leave you with a final thought and a warning. It's about a new catchphrase being bandied about, media literacy. As in, we'll tell you who to trust and who not to trust. Media literacy advocates are busy trying to get state laws passed to require that their version of media literacy be taught in public schools. They're developing websites as resources for journalists and the public. They're partnering with universities. I think media literacy is a new name promoted by some of the same people who want to tell you what to believe. People with their own agendas using terms designed to fool you into thinking they're neutral authorities. What you need to remember is that when interests are working this hard to shape your opinion, their true goal might just be to add another layer between you and the truth.